To get your pages turning this month, I have two great books that are sure to spring us forward. Live by Night, a novel by Dennis Lehane. It's the roaring 1920s, and Prohibition hasn't stopped the flow of booze in an underground network of gangster-run speakeasies. The opportunity to gain power and money is there for any man with enough ambition and nerve, and Joe Coughlin, the son of Boston Police Superintendent, long ago turned his back on his strict upbringing for the spoils of being an outlaw. But even among criminals, there are rules, and Joe breaks a big one, crossing a powerful mob boss by stealing his money and his girl. You can catch it on the big screen with Ben Affleck doing the writing and the directing and even starring in the film. This marks his second time adapting Lehane's books. Gone Baby Gone was the first. Chris Messina, Zoe Saldana, and Sienna Miller are also co-starring. And of course, I'm reading Life on the Mississippi by Mark Twain. The work is a memoir of Twain's days as a steamboat pilot on the Mississippi River before the Civil War, and also a travel book recounting his trip along the Mississippi from St. Louis to New Orleans many years after the war. It continues with anecdotes of Twain's training as a steamboat pilot, or as the cub, or an apprentice of an experienced pilot, Horace E. Bixby. He describes with great affections traveling the river. Although Twain was 21 when he began his training, he uses artistic license to make himself seem somewhat younger, referring to himself as fledgling and a boy who ran away from home to seek his fortune on the river by playing up his own callousness and naivete. In the second half of the novel, Twain narrates his trip many years later on a steamboat from St. Louis to New Orleans. He describes the competitions from railroads and new large cities and adds his observations on greed, gullibility, tragedy, and bad architecture. He also tells some wacky, clear, tall tales. And that's how the page turns.
I've already finished reading Mark Twain's Life on the Mississippi for our One Book, One Community series, so I'm starting a biography of Mark Twain.